The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.thebenjamindixonshow.com to register for our blog and join the Progressive Army.
Welcome, everybody, ladies, gentlemen, non-gender conforming individuals, to another episode of whatever this is that I do, the Benjamin Dixon Show / You Up. I don't even know what I call it this anymore. I just do this thing. And tonight I am going to be joined by my sister from another mister who is on the screen, Rebecca Azor. How are you, ma'am? Hang on, you're on mute. Why are you on mute? You're on mute on your side. Let me put your name down at the bottom so everybody can see where to find you on Twitter at Rebecca Azor. Later on, while she figures out her mute button. I don't know why you're muted. So
I tried to use the new microphone, and I put it in, and it's not. And I put it in.
And what happened?
And it's not reading for this thing.
You just need to mark it. You just need to mark it in. Hey, everybody, we got a lot of video. We got a lot of stuff. We just gonna, we didn't get a chance to troubleshoot this before we went.
I know, right?
Good morning and good evening to everyone in the chat room. We see all of you. Rebecca, do me a favor and try to plug in your microphone and just switch your settings on your Google Chrome, and I think that'll do it. That said, you could join in the conversation by leaving us comments in the comments section. We will pull it up. We're also going to have, I have a ghost from Christmas past, one of my good friends who has been in these, socialist kind of Twitter spaces. He's going to come join in later on, and we're going to get him in the conversation. In the meantime, we got a lot of comments, a lot of videos, a lot of content. How have you been doing, Rebecca? She said, my mic doesn't work, so that's fine. Just use your computer microphone. We'll do that for today.
I need to figure it out, though.
Because I wanted everyone to hear how good your new mic sounds, right? You got it right.
It sounds amazing. If you go on my recent clips on the Benjamin Dixon Show, my news packages, you can definitely hear the difference and the quality. So y'all need to go and view them videos and get them numbers up. Okay. How are y'all doing?
Hey, listen, honesty is the best policy. It's the most powerful thing in the world. So you want, people to go watch your videos so they can hear that good microphone of yours. So I feel you. That said, there's a lot of happening news. I appreciate you joining me because a lot of the stuff we're going to watch tonight is kind of funny, and I just kind of want to get somebody else's take on it. I also didn't want to, for the reasons I called you earlier, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let these people push me to the dark side. I'm not. We're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna watch these videos, and we're gonna laugh at y'all racists. We're gonna laugh at y'all white supremacists. We're gonna laugh at it because otherwise I get a little angry. That said, let's play this first video. Let me see. What's up?
I'm going to you can fly solo for a second because I really want to use the new mic.
You want to use the microphone? All right, I'm gonna pull you down. I'll pull you down for a second.
With David.
Go fix your microphone situation. Okay. We're gonna watch this first video, and then we're gonna go from there. All right, so let's take a look at this first video. Dinesh D'Souza, who is by far the preeminent, how would I record it? He is the chief propagandist for the right. He is the chief propagandist for the right. Let's take a look at this clip.
Many conservatives and patriots are a little stunned at Mitch McConnell's not merely acknowledgement of the Electoral College, but congratulations for President-elect Biden. Congratulations for the first woman Vice President Kamala Harris.
So today I want to congratulate President-elect Joe Biden. The President-elect is no stranger to the Senate. He's devoted himself to public service for many years. I also want to congratulate the Vice President-elect, our colleague from California, Senator Harris.
Why would he deliver this kind of body blow, ultimately, to his own side, let alone in the lead up to... He has to
because it's true. Can we start there? The reason he's saying it is because it's true, because Joe Biden won, right? Can we just... give me a break.
In the lead up to an important Georgia election, I think here's what's really going on, and that is that we have conservatives who are ultimately devoted to process. And I think what McConnell is trying to say is, listen, you guys may be right that there is fraud.
There is no fraud, period. So why is he saying this? Because this man that you're watching right now, Dinesh D'Souza, is the chief propagandist for conservatives. He has every intention of lying at every turn, spinning every truth into a lie in order to advance conservatism, which is right now the highest form of Trumpism. So let's keep listening.
May be right that there is systematic fraud, but this is similar to if your neighbor comes and steals from you and robs your house. You know it occurred, but you have to prove it. You have to make a complaint. You've got to get the guy arrested. You've got to get the court to acknowledge it. He has to return your stuff and pay compensation. But without converting the actual fact into a legal fact, it remains in the end not a legal fact. And so what McConnell is saying is there are two paths to us. One, the legal path, and it looks like that path is closing, if not closed. This is something for the political process. And if that is the case, then the simple truth is, the simple reality of the matter, and I think McConnell in this sense is being sort of, at least in his own view, a realist. He's saying there's only the political process. There's the state legislatures and there's the Congress. So if you can't do it the Supreme Court way, you have to do it that way. And so I think the Trump team needs to step forward and lay out the path that they have, that they are plotting or charting in order to press this case forward.
This is great. Let me tell you why this is great. Because he has nothing. And the fact that Dinesh D'Souza, who is the chief propagandist for conservatives, like he is the guy who runs into the fray to ensure that conservatives have a lie that fits the propaganda that they need to spread at the moment. See, sometimes in an argument, and Rebecca, just give me the thumbs up when you're ready to go. No rush. Sometimes when you get in an argument, what you need is somebody who is brave enough to run into the fray and give you something to latch on to. This is really important in this world of social media and the way politics works in 2020. It really depends on you having someone who will spearhead the lie or the truth, but in this case, a lie. This is exactly what his job is. And in this case, it's really fascinating because Dinesh D'Souza does not have anything that he can spin other than to say, well, maybe Mitch McConnell was just being a realist. Maybe that's why he's delivering this body blow. Well, maybe Mitch McConnell realized the jig is up. Okay. Maybe Mitch McConnell realizes that you guys did your best to steal democracy from America, but it didn't work. And he realizes that if he continues, Mitch McConnell realizes that if he continues to play this game with Donald Trump, then the entirety of the American democratic experiment can come crumbling underneath the weight of his arrogance and the weight of his ego. And I think that's what, now this is not to say Mitch McConnell is a good man by any means, because he's probably has been the most detrimental political figure in American history. I would say for not American history, but for the last 20 years. Mitch McConnell is most certainly one of the top detrimental figures in American history. So he doesn't get credit for finally coming aboard with this victory over a month ago. No, you don't get credit for not destroying this country, but I do have to recognize that at least he's not still on the path of destruction that so many Republicans are on. Like they are really willing to destroy this country in order to protect and try to secure this country for Donald Trump. And they've shown that they're willing to go all the way. And I think that is the most dangerous thing about it. I want to play a clip from Senator Carper. Senator Carper. Take a listen into this clip.
And if we continue to push what the courts have over time overwhelmingly called baseless claims of fraud, we not only risk permanent damage to our democracy, we also become complicit in threats and attacks against election officials and ordinary citizens. In Georgia, nonpartisan election technicians have faced death threats simply for doing their jobs. The Georgia Secretary of State and his family have received death threats.
Yep.
Mr. Krebs, our witness here today, a Trump appointee, has been bombarded with threats ever since an attorney for President Trump's campaign, said on national TV, what did he say? He said, Krebs should be taken out at dawn and shot. And just this week, quote, credible threats of violence closed the Michigan State Capitol, and electors in Pennsylvania needed law enforcement escorts when they went to cast their votes. This is not the America that our founding fathers dreamed of. This is shameful. Enough already. We have work to do to get America back on track, starting right here in this Congress, in this House. All of us, Democrats and Republicans here in this body, need to do our jobs. And that's just the beginning. There are over 250 million Americans who need to be vaccinated. There are millions of businesses that need a helping hand. Tens of millions of students who need to be back in.
Is anyone else watching how his nose is slowly slipping out of his mask? I know he's doing his best, but I'm watching his nose. I'm sorry. I just am.
School, getting an education. Hundreds of thousands of hospital and nursing workers who just need a break. But it's going to be hard to move forward as a country with dispatch or as a Congress until we accept the clear results of this election and turn the page.
True, very true. Very good clip. Let's listen to the second part. Here we go. That's another section.
You also echoed this statement, and when you echoed that statement, you were fired by President Trump. He didn't want to hear that, clearly. So my question to you, do you stand by that statement? Have you seen anything in the week since November 4th that would lead you to change your mind? And have you identified any credible claim of widespread election irregularities?
I stand by the claim. I said it in my opening statement. It's in my written testimony. I'm yet to see anything from a security perspective that would change my opinion on that. Fraud is a different matter. It's a criminal matter. But again, bolstered by the Attorney General's statement from last week or recently, again, nothing to change my opinion of that matter.
So that's the point. After more than 5 weeks now that the president has lost.
So basically, I mean, the bottom line is, really, folks, what we've known the entire time is simply this. They have not had any evidence of fraud. But yet we've pushed the envelope all the way to this point, right? We've pushed the envelope all the way to this point where they're really, to me, they're showing, Rebecca, you ready? I got you up on screen. Let's see what you sound like.
Can you hear me?
It's better. Thank you. You must have worked with
No, I was working with David, and then I realized when I got off with David that sometimes I could be a little, I just got off of work, so my brain don't be working like that. So I realized that I had it on mute.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that transparency and that honesty. Now everybody knows you don't know how to use a microphone.
It's okay. It's fine.
People ask me, why do I always, people think I actually come for you on this show. I mean, you obviously, we've been doing this for years.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, it's not that serious. Honestly, it's kind of more so it's like we have that big brother, little sister type vibe where if you try me, I'm going to come at you. Period.
Right.
So people who don't know will be like, why he always coming for her? Like, no.
Because she always come for me.
Like, yeah, y'all got to see it. Y'all know. So
yeah, no. So anyway, I just want to say that because I understand.
And my earring just
I'm
fell out.
I'm not picking with you for it.
I just tried to really get this together in about
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Nail popped off.
I did call you at the last second. I did call you.
Earring fell out. It's just too much.
Anyway, shout out to everybody in the chat room. Please be sure to click that like, share, and subscribe button. Help us keep pushing and growing this platform. All right, Rebecca, I played a couple of clips. I mean, honestly, I don't care about this stuff, right?
It's a good Wednesday, and I don't really know what's happening in the media seriously. And I saw the clips you were playing on mute, and it looked like Snorbore, but it's like literally Wednesday. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure
nobody follow the news. Like, we can follow the news, and I do, and I know we have to follow the news. It's kind of like our job a little bit, but it does get a little bit redundant when you keep dealing with the same people. Like, you're like, listen, folks, y'all didn't learn your lesson last year. You didn't learn your lesson last week. You didn't learn your lesson when 3,000 people died
with
from COVID-19?
these particular stories. It really is like that. It's almost like, how many times are we going to continue to talk about these same stories? And it's like
because they ain't never learned
Joe
their
Biden
lesson.
winning for the 100th, and like for God knows how many times.
He's won at least 18 times at this point.
It's just like, we got to keep announcing it. Like, we already know that he won.
Well, that's because they don't, like, white folks, white conservatives in particular, they don't take too kindly to losing shit. They can barely handle that. They're ready to burn it. They vandalized a black church. The Proud Boys vandalized a black church because they lost.
I covered that story, and you can actually look. You can actually. I'm not used to using the mic, but you can actually go on to the Benjamin Dixon Show on YouTube and actually click on that story and view it now.
Y'all go watch this girl's videos so she can get some clicks and we can.
And I can get some coins. Y'all already know I'm all about the money. Where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside. And that's all. Mary had a little nail.
No, we are not about the money, Rebecca. But at the same time,
we're not about the money.
We're about getting you away from that corporate.
Yeah,
situation.
honey. No, listen, Ben. No. You said honesty is the best policy.
I did say that. It's
not that we're not about the money, but in order for me to continue to do this right here, I need the coins. It's a job.
Mary
I will do it regardless.
Rebecca, stop begging the people for money. Rebecca said you do a great job.
Panhandling.
You over here raising an offering. You doing it? Listen, I see about 20. There's at least 20 people in the building with a $10 donation. I see you come forward.
Every time, where the money resides. I'm just kidding, but I love y'all. Mean it, but really support me. You watching the videos is supporting me.
Listen, I did not bring you on here to peddle your videos.
Well, I will, because it's a good Wednesday.
Actually, I kind of did, though. I did. We got to get your numbers up. No, I'm joking.
My numbers are actually doing very well on Facebook. So YouTube, don't let Facebook, outview you guys.
True. That's true. Facebook shows you. And what we're talking about, for anybody who's wondering, like, Rebecca is on the team and she brings breaking news videos every day alongside Brian Lewis.
Breaking news videos.
Quality, yeah. I mean, well, I would suggest that anything that we put out on our channel is quality, right? You saying some of my stuff's not quality?
I'm kidding. Everything that you guys put out on the channel is quality. I love it. Your videos are quality. I'm trying to be like Ben, where the next step from look, yeah, we on this mic. You guys can hear me with clarity. Yes. You can probably hear the buzzing of my refrigerator. Wait, that is very clear.
Hang on. Let me see if I can hear it. Actually, I do hear it. Wow. That's wild.
Yeah. So the mic is very nice. This is quality. So imagine what we can do with a quality camera, right?
But you know what I'm looking forward to? Oh, no, we're going to get to don't worry about it. We don't have to ask them for the camera. The camera will be in next week. That said, what we can do, your camera going to be in next week. That said, though, we are bringing up top-notch quality across the board. And thank you for coming on, because I didn't want to, honestly, if I was to be truly honest, I wanted you to come on and make sure I don't snap on these fools again. So we appreciate you for making sure that I come in and I stay relaxed tonight and not yeah.
Because
somebody, go ahead.
No, what did somebody say?
Somebody said, did Rebecca get Mundell yet?
No, I didn't get it.
Remember last week you were trying to get on him and then
the Lord shut it down.
The Lord
shut it down on site. And I just want to say to Mondale, honestly, just we're still praying for his mother. I didn't get an update. I haven't gotten an update. And but just praying for his mom. But after, like I said, she gets well, I'm coming for that ass. Period. Because she is gonna get well. So I'm coming for that ass, period. And you should let him know on tomorrow morning show that
I forgot what did he call you again? I forgot how
he didn't call me anything. He was just going in on everybody, and you guys are saying it was because he was going through something.
He was roasting
the way
everybody.
That he goes through is he lashes out like that. So I was like, okay. But he was just like, all I see is teeth. Okay.
Oh, he did say that, didn't he? Oh my.
And he said, what did he say? And he said a bra. First of all,
teeth in a bra. That's what he.
first of all, I'm going through the process of getting these joints. Y'all know when you get braces, your teeth are all over the place. It's doing a lot of things. It's like, a puzzle piece. It's all over the place, right? So I'm fine with that because I'm still cute. And then I was outside in this nice, beautiful dress. I had gained a little weight, so I was kind of busting out at the top.
Oh no, he really put you in your feels over that comment because you analyzing the picture now.
I did. I was like, I was just like, really, he coming for me? But it's cool because I told you, like, we're not gonna go in on him now. It's the season that's coming for him. Right. So,
right. We
hey,
send
Maria.
love and solidarity to Mundell.
To Mundell.
Yeah. But it's just a delayed roasting. All right, let's look. Apparently this is a funny video of Donald Trump. I haven't seen it yet, so let's take a look at it, see what it says.
Numbers are false. The numbers are corrupt. It was a rigged election, 100%. And people know it. That's why you have people marching all over the United States right now. They know it was a rigged election. And look at what's happening in Georgia. A lot of things are being found in Georgia. And they are absolutely against showing. I mean, it's a sad thing. They don't want to show signatures. It can be solved if you show signatures. But you're going to find out the people that signed aren't the people that are supposed to be signing. You're going to find that the people that signed those envelopes, they didn't do the ballots, envelopes. And then somebody said maybe the envelopes were thrown out. There's tremendous fraud here. If you look at, wait just one second, if you look at 10 o'clock in the evening.
That's cute.
And I don't usually laugh at these little corny ass videos, but that was funny. That was funny.
What do you call my videos? Or are you, because my producers pick all the videos. I just press play. Why are you talking about my producers like that?
Well, all the Trump videos are corny. That's how I feel. But that was funny. And it's not corny. It's corny to me, but the audience seems to love that corny stuff.
Are you calling my audience corny? Is that what we're doing now?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying they like that.
The folks
Trump
that just sent you like super chats, hey folks, let it always reflect that Benjamin Dixon
Look,
actually loves this audience.
Tonight's mantra is, honesty is the best policy. And
you know what I realized about honesty? People aren't really ready for hell. Like, yeah, people that you got.
I see they're not ready for it. You want to talk about it right here? Okay, listen, Benjamin Dixon. I know it's your show, and you can come on and sit on my couch real quick. Let's have a conversation.
But I don't need to be psychoanalyzed. I got too much. I got too much going on in my brain.
What I'm saying, and I'm not going to open your brain, but what I'm saying is, I think this is the best platform for you to definitely let people know whatever you are in your Nene mode. I said what I said. A lot of times, we kind of, I think I said this on the first time that you put me on. We're so stuck in that place. It's like we say something and then we have to kind of take it back just for the safety of the people. But it's like, I really said what I said with no malintentions or anything like that. But I said what I said, right? It may hurt this person that I love or whatever the case may be, but I'm saying this because I know this is true. This is to be true. Yeah. And if you opened your mouth and said it, because we don't got to say everything, but if you did open your mouth and say it, I trust that you want to stand by whatever you said.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, now that's something.
Got a little lamb.
Yeah. No, that's something I've always out of 6 years of doing this work, I think I have had to apologize one time, and I think it's because I might have slipped up and said something that was ableist, right? And man, there's still stuff for me to learn, so I'm not above apologizing. But I measure what I say. Generally speaking, I think about every word that I say before I say it, and I meant every word I said the last 2 days. So there shall be no apologies or any backtrack of any kind. Y'all got the notes. But yes, I appreciate that, Rebecca. What else? I'm on the couch now. Tell me what's the next question to healing?
So the next question is, you are you're a big voice in the political Twitter world, and I want to know.
Oh boy, here we go. Now I'm nervous.
I just honestly want to know, being a figure, a public figure in the, in politics, and it's a big deal in the Twitter world because that's where everybody puts their voices out there and, you know, go head to head. And there was a long time, Ben, that you used your platform and you really were going head to head with people. Like, who's people that said whatever, you was going head to head with them. I'll wake up at 6 a.m., Ben is tweeting. I'll take a break at 12, Ben is tweeting. You know, all through the day you were tweeting, you know, and things like that, because you are very passionate. I did see your momentum start to slow down. Why? Why?
When?
You know,
when did
have
you see
your
my
tweet,
momentum slow down?
as far as you're tweeting.
Oh, the number of tweets?
Yes. So why is it that you've slowed down?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess you're interviewing me on my own platform. This is cool. Right? This is cool. I slowed down because I just don't have time for them anymore. Be honest with you. Like, you can't really live in that world of nonstop Twitter wars and actually get work done. And we're actually trying to get work done. So I love them all, but I just don't have I don't have time for it. I got the energy for it. I got more energy than I think that they could process, but I don't have the time for it. That's why I'm not on it right now. So
okay, that's good. I do you think that actually taking a step away from tweeting so much has given you some free time to like breathe, like to kind of like focus on, you know, thumb muscles, like finger muscles? Like,
my thumbs,
no,
I've got feeling in my
time.
thumbs back. I finally have feeling in my thumbs back. So, you know, at the rate I was tweeting back in the day. But see, you know, here's the thing, like, man, here's a reality though, Rebecca, about the whole conversation and what we're talking about. We're talking about Twitter. We're talking about a little bit about Twitter wars, but not like I talked about it last night. And the fact is we do have a lot of reach, and you know, in that conversation or any conversations, whenever I speak out, it does have like a big oversized impact, and I didn't realize that. That's the thing. Like, I knew I had reach, but I didn't realize that I was going to piss so many people off by disagreeing with them. And that's what the truth is. Truth is that some people cannot handle being disagreed with. And they take that as anybody who disagrees with them is a neoliberal corporate shill sellout. And I think that's like an oversimplification of our politics. We got too many things going on. We're trying to do stuff. We got time for these games. Basically.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, I appreciate you taking a little time trying to, you know, talk me down from, you know, going to pick up my rhetorical arms and going to see everybody.
You're welcome.
You know me long enough to know. Let's watch this next video and see what they talk about on here. Let's go.
One more chat?
Yes. Eric says, if the election gets overturned and Trump wins, can YouTube and Twitter be held liable for all the disinformation they are spreading?
Hey, wouldn't it be? It's almost like they had 4 years and they didn't do shit.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
I mean, first and foremost, is he in his night clothes here? Is that what's going on?
He's in wait, I think it's like a silky. Let's look at that look.
It's a little dark.
That.
Like, I can barely see it, but it looks like he's trying to be Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, he's giving me silk pajamas for the holidays with a the little holster holder gun thingy around here.
Okay, I can see it now. I couldn't see it before. So he has on a silk Christmas. He's got like a lot going on here.
Christmas type of look, with the little thing where you put the gun in.
Do you think he thinks this is funny, or do you think he thinks this is like hot? What do
No,
you think
I think
is going
it's
on in this
actually
man's mind?
No, I think he's actually going with a look for the evening. Look at his hair. He done combed over that side piece and dropped that little bang.
Because what he's talking about is like, obviously he doesn't want us to talk about his politics because his politics are bullshit. So clearly he wants us to talk about, you know, what he's wearing, right?
Yeah, because that's the first thing
pretty hard to go back and talk about the disinformation that was spread.
Yeah, you don't cut me off
under the current legal framework. But what you can do is fix it by fixing 230 going forward.
Yeah, that's what I want. You know who's done more for that than the president? Everyone here. The Vox Apocalypse.
Yep.
We were the first people. This is the first show ever that's been targeted where a highlight reel was broadcast. Remember the Hodge twins came in? The Hodge twins came in and said, man,
they really are assured that they really believe what they're saying over there. Like they're
He
amen
said
to this
they're
man.
the first show that been attacked.
I'm like, bro, we barely know who you are. But I mean, I don't get me wrong. I know this guy. He backed down on a debate with me about 4 years ago, and then he backed out of a debate with Sam Cedar, another guy on the left, a couple years ago. So I mean, he's a loudmouth. But like, how are they so confident about being so wrong about these issues? Because they all in there amening him like they're in church or something. But anyway, let's keep listening.
We saw you on CNN, and we saw your dad going queer. It was broadcast everywhere. They aimed everything they had, and they lost. The first
we lost. Okay.
Wants to do that. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, then they tried to create new rules after that okay, these aren't violations of policies, but we're going to have a different.
Just so everybody knows what he's talking about Twitter policies, Twitter rules, YouTube, and all the new rules that kind of limit the right's ability to spread lies and propaganda and hate speech. This is what he's talking about because he regularly engages in hate speech. So you can imagine this is a problem for his revenue stream. Let's keep listening.
A monetary policy, and then there's now a borderline policy, which no one really understands. There's no transparency. Same thing. Don't think that it's a coincidence that it was NBC, Vox, Universal, right?
Yep.
We beat Vox. We were criticizing Vox that Vox apocalypse happens, and then NBC Actual loses to us in their primetime election ratings while we were covering voter fraud as it was happening. And now they change. Well, by the way, we're going to remove any content that covers that. It's a way for them to guarantee a market.
Oh my
share.
God,
that didn't even make sense, right?
But this is crazy to me. And oh boy, that's just listening like, right. He knows wrong. That's why is he really saying like that? His content was that fucking good that like they had to really like his content was so good that the other major networks were hating because he had the stories first. And who didn't even know who this man was until you put him up just now.
I mean, most people in the audience would never have known he existed. But here we go. Let's keep watching a little bit more. It's almost over.
It's like the Seth Meyers autoplay. I don't know anyone. I have never heard anybody say, I need to know what Seth Meyers has to say about this. Ever. So there are business issues at stake. But I tell you what, why didn't Donald Trump do anything for 40 years? For 4 years.
No, that was Joe Biden 40 years.
That's Joe Biden.
Yeah,
40.
So, yeah.
For 4 years, nothing?
I've had enough of that conversation. I can't even.
Please, I had enough too. Listen.
I can't even get into what they're even talking about to care. I'm more distraught that he's wearing like silk pajamas and he thinks that because he puts a holster on it that it was cool. That's what bothers me on that clip.
I really I don't know what he was going for. He was going for a lot of different things and he's sitting in the dark.
It is pretty dark over there, bro. Like
at least he could have had like that aura around him.
Is he trying to was he trying to be sexy? Is that what it was? Was it like was he trying to get a sexy
Did you
vibe?
see the little bang piece coming down on the side? Like he was in no, you are not in a Western. Like I think that's what he was trying to get. And it didn't work for him.
All right, let's read some of these comments from the comment section. Rebecca, there's quite a few super chats. I don't know if you want to click on them. There's a lot there for you as well. There's a few there. Not that.
You know what I want to do before I do that? I want to, if you're watching, David, because it's just so crazy. I like talking to you through because you be watching. David, could you get this video? It is, and I want to play it for the people. And this is what I've been referring to you when I say where the money resides. This man's energy. I know we're only on Wednesday, but I want you to play this, find this video. It's of a man who works at Honda, and he coined the term "where the money resides." He made a little commercial with his cell phone and posted it on social media, and that's how he did it to sell his cars. And he made such a catchy song, and it went viral. But he wanted to just show that he gets his money, by selling Hondas. And I want you guys to see.
Is this the brother Is this the brother in the front seat?
Who's half popping out the back seat?
Yeah, but I gotta get the. Oh my God. Okay, I see it now.
In the white Honda.
I got a 30-second video. Is that the one? Is it 30
That's
seconds?
the one, 33 seconds. I have been, that has literally gotten through Monday to now, to Wednesday. Because I'm like, I need his energy. So you need to play that video.
Your boy is wilding. Wait, I'm gonna play this video. It was he was trying to do. He was trying to get enough money to buy a new car.
He basically created. He said I'm a car salesman, and I'm going to use social media, and I'm going to use my platform to show you guys I'm gonna get these cars. Like, not to show you guys, but that was his sales pitch. That was how he was selling. So
don't sweat it, David. I already got it. Here we go. Let's take a look at this. It's your boy.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay, let me tell y'all something. I'm doing something real big this month. Any deal that y'all got and they beating us, I'm gonna be about $400. Just give me your pen and the paper, cause I'm asked. What the what? What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay, I told y'all before, y'all know what I do. I give all these good deals and everything else. Y'all better ask about me because I do all that time. And that's
all that time.
Okay.
Wait. I was gonna play it again.
And that's when Mary had a little lamb. I don't know what that means, but I believe that shit.
Is he from Florida?
I don't know what it means, but it's provocative and it gets the people going. I loved it because that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb, baby.
I'm trying to think of the first part of that joke. Not the joke, but that quote. It's provocative and it gets the people going. What is the first part?
People go. It's that commercial. I got that from that old
it's
commercial.
It's from Jay-Z, but it's from the Anchorman. It's gonna come to me anyway. But yeah, that was great. What else you got? You got any other videos? Because you calling all these videos that we picked as snoreboards. So what else do you want to see, Rebecca?
I don't know. I have like so many videos that I run through, like nice and like cool videos, like funny videos that I run through all week. And I forget about them. But this one was on Monday. And before we get off of this video, I just wanted to point out that video went totally viral. A lot of people got some really good energy. And I don't think that he thought it was going to go viral like that.
Right,
and that people were going to start using that as their morning motivation to get out of bed, as their morning or their weekday motivation. But they did. It was like, I'm going to go where the money resides. Whatever that means. Who knows? And who knows
where the money reside.
And why is it on Mary Had a Little Lamb? Like, why? That's a promise on Mary Had a Little Lamb. I don't know.
Put some time into analyzing this. Hang on. I didn't even hear him say Mary Had a Little Lamb.
I love this. I don't know what he said, but I feel that good energy. And I need that.
Let's listen to it. Let's listen with that energy now. He said something about Mary Had a Little Lamb. I want to hear it. Here we go.
One more chat.
Yes,
no, not
Eric
him.
says
not
if the election gets
this guy.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay,
first of all, he kind of got what's my man with the big nose and the clock? Like he puts on a fake nose and not the clock. What is my man, the rapper? Good Lord.
Not
Flavor Flav, but it'll come to me. Hang on.
Any deal that y'all got and they beating us, I'm gonna be about $400. Just give me your pen and the paper, cause I'm asked. What the what? What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
Humpty. There it is. Yeah.
Y'all know what I do. I give
Humpty
all these deals and everything else. Y'all
that's what we sound like.
Because I do all that all the time. And that's on who? Mary Had a Little Lamb. Okay.
That boy said that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. He sounds like Humpty Hump. That's who he sounds like.
Everyone was saying that he's giving Big Frida vibes, who's from New Orleans as well. And he's from New Orleans. So they were saying like
that's what it is.
Frida vibes. And he actually posted, somebody was like, you need to go ahead and get that trademark. He's like, I'm on the phone with the lawyers right now. I said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then he posted a video where a woman had came in and purchased a car, and he made sure that he had that playing in the background for the update because he's like, I do sell cars. So he's a car salesman. So I just absolutely love it. Whatever you do, literally go hard on that shit. It may not be the best, right? But you make sure you go hard on it and you do what you need to do. Okay, he did what he needed to do to sell them cars.
Bro, listen, can I do want to say this though, like there is, and never mind. Let me say this. Go secure your bag, brother. Do your thing. Where the money reside. I guess he's saying.
I'm telling you, he won't be there long after this money resides.
Yeah, nah. I guess money where the money reside. I guess he's saying where the money at. He just decided.
I can't. Where the money at. Like I said, I don't know what he's saying. But it's provocative and it gets the people going. like that's it.
It's provocative. I'm still frustrated because I cannot remember the entire line from Anchorman that you're referring to, but it's going to drive me crazy. All right, what's next? What you got, Rebecca?
I don't got nothing. Listen, okay, so
I mean, I got more videos, but you don't like the ones my producers
while you
pick.
pull up them videos, let me go through my list of things.
You get
because I don't have time.
You're gonna stop talking about these producers' videos like this because you need them to help you during the week.
These producers, I love you guys. You guys are great. I love what you guys do. But honestly, you know, they don't even like talking about Trump, but they pull those videos because, you know,
the people like talking about Trump.
Yeah. No, the people like to. I guess it's. I don't know.
Well, the people like talking. Let's just be real. The people like talking about Trump. People. I mean, and rightfully so. He's the president of the United States and almost destroyed this country. So I guess the fact that people want to.
No, I want to talk about this though. I want to talk about this.
What you got?
I did a story recently, and this story came out, and okay, I have a lot to unpack. So let me just get my little basket here.
Okay.
So
I'll cut you off only when it's necessary. Go ahead.
Okay. So Andrew Cuomo, this story came out maybe last week or whatever. Mm-hmm. He was accused of sexual harassment and by one of his former aides, right? Let's talk about this. And for me, and I told you this, Ben, I told you this on air and everything back in the day when we discussed how the Me Too movement was going and how a lot of Black women are hardly believed and things like that. But I told you, because you were like, no, we got to believe women. We got to believe women. And I was telling you, there are also women out here who will accuse somebody of doing something that like sexual harassment or assault or anything like that out of spite, and that's something that didn't happen. And we already know there are a lot of Black men who are behind bars because of that. We already know like Emmett Till is, you know, one of our really good examples because of that. And so, but I'm not saying don't believe
of the power of false accusations.
Yes, and I'm not saying don't believe women, but you know, around that time, I know that you were saying, "Nah, I'm gonna believe women regardless." And I told you, I've seen with my own eyes, heard with my own ears, been in rooms with women who have plotted and planned against people or would. So that's why I've always been like, I don't know. But I'm not saying that I don't believe women, but because I know things, men be out here assaulting and harassing, because I have been, all of that as well. So going back to the story, I just put that out there. Now going back to the story though. So this woman comes out and says all of this. Usually, even if you don't believe the woman, the story gets, especially when a white woman says it, the story gets somewhere. The story is highlighted. Everybody's talking about it. But for some reason, this story came out and died. It came out literally and died. It didn't go anywhere. And I waited.
And that's a pretty high profile story, right? What you covered, the accusation, that's not a little thing. You would think that it would stick around a little bit longer.
No. So my question was at the end of my story, because what I did was present all the facts and things like that from both sides. Listen, she's running to become, I think, the New York borough president or something of that sort. And he is in talks, or this was the recent conversations that have been going around, is that he is actually going to, or in talks to be on the cabinet for Joe Biden for his potential AG, I believe. And then, so all of that is going around. And then on top of that, you know, this man didn't say much, but he went out, I think the next day and, you know, was doing the coronavirus first shot and all of that, you know, and, you know, but this story was still out there. And my problem with that was I've watched, you know, from 2017 so when that white lady tried to steal the Me Too movement and how white women went against, she did, Rose McGowan and the other girl, but how they went and stole this Me Too movement and claimed it, which shout out to Tarana Burke. This is her movement, been her movement since 2008. But watched as Harry Weinstein, all these women who came out against him, and that man went down and stuff like that.
Right.
We watched as what's the other guy's name? A lot of people were literally losing seats left and right for the accusations.
Oh yeah, your boy. What's the comedian name?
Yes.
Because that's the one we actually kind of disagreed on air. Because I was like, you know what, just believe women, and you're like, I don't know, Ben, I don't know.
Because people were pulling out things from
Al Franken. There you go.
Yes, Al Franken. And not to say he didn't do anything wrong, whatever, but I'm saying they pulled out a picture of him with his hands on somebody's titties from, this is the photo that everybody been seen or whatever.
Yeah.
Catching him in a compromising position. We have a whole president that was
catching
talking about
him in a compromising position, or catching him doing something he had no goddamn business doing.
So did he have no business grabbing on somebody's boobs? The person was literally willing.
She was asleep.
She was asleep. Okay, no, she was asleep. You're right. It's taking me back. Memories is coming back. You're right. She was the whole sleep, and the photo was taken. So you are right.
So that's why I was like,
doing nothing like that. No,
I was telling cancel his ass. Yes,
I was telling you, people be coming out with things out of the woodworks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying don't believe women, because what I'm saying is why it was all believe women for those 2 years, right? For whatever.
And now they're not saying anything about Cuomo.
Like, it slowed down so much.
Yeah.
This woman came out with the story, and everybody was like, girl, if you don't go sit down.
Yeah.
Many women who were actually, and her story, because I put those tidbits in there as well, because I wanted everybody to be as open and honest. So I put
now,
the tidbits
to be sure, I want to make a correction on my part. Everyone in the comment section is reminding me as well, because this was about 4 years ago at least. But Al Franken was not actually touching the woman, but he was gesturing as if he was touching it. Yeah, and it was just like, it wasn't a good. No, it's still not.
It didn't look right. It didn't look right. But what I'm saying is, so much time had went on, and then it's like.
But they got him up out of there. They got him up out of there. Yeah.
2 seconds. It ain't even at that time, because everybody. It's that thing where the movement is only hot, and everybody will stay on it. It's, to me, the same thing with the diversity policies. They start putting this up like sexual harassment and stuff wasn't something that just came
already
out.
there. Right.
And then you got these diversity policies, something that just came out. That's how I feel.
But now,
when the shit gets old, nobody gives a fuck, because right now, they don't care. They're saying, "Oh no," which I can see how this can look crazy though. Like I said,
right.
But why? Where are those women that said believe women? Where are they? None of them are around. Like none of them.
Yes.
That whole marching band, that whole group. That literally Christopher Columbus, Tarana Burke's movement, they are nowhere to be found.
I love that. Hey, I want to bring in my homeboy, Solomon. I have not had him on the show in, Solomon, how long has this been? How long has it been, man? It's been 3-4 years. It's been maybe 5 years, but you're on mute. So I hope you're at the same situation Rebecca had. Y'all, these goddamn No, there you go. Try it. Unmute yourself again. And then when you figure out your microphone, I'm gonna bring you back on the screen. There you go. Let me take you down to you. What's going on? Everybody got that microphone.
It may be his headphones that are causing him not to be able to.
But I think you make a good observation that.
But I didn't finish my observation. Sir.
Oh, but I was feeling it. Go ahead.
So as I was saying,
say what you're gonna say then.
So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is the same thing I said on my on my clip. Is that like what's changed between now and then? And why is it that, okay, so is it because Andrew Cuomo is like the Mr. President to a lot of people? Is it that he is a savior, considered a savior for the way that he's handled the pandemic for a lot of people? Is it that because he's like this big person that nobody wants to see do wrong? Is that the reason why you guys are giving him the benefit of the doubt? Or is it that she has to show evidence and she hasn't, and she chose not to show any evidence, right? Is it that why it's changed? Because I recall so many people going out and speaking and saying, no matter what, if a woman said it, I believe her. Where are you?
But that's the thing. Let me see if I can bring him back in the conversation. Solomon, you there? No, we can't hear you. That's weird. They said they could hear you on Twitch. Keep trying. I'll keep you on the screen while I talk, because that might be it. It just says you need to unmute yourself. That said, the thing, Rebecca, and I think, are you there now, Solomon? I thought I heard you. No, not yet. The thing is that they only care about these movements to the extent that they can use them politically. And that's the truth about the Democratic Party as much as it is anybody else. The fact of the matter is that they absolutely will abandon every single movement when it becomes politically inconvenient. They did it with Black Lives. They do it every day with Black Lives. Oh, there you go.
Yes,
they do it with Black Lives Matter.
So
they do it with Black Lives Matter. They did it with the Me Too movement, and they will absolutely abandon them at the drop of a dime. Solomon, I don't know if you heard the conversation we were talking about, but we're talking about the limitations of these movements when it comes to the party. The party loves these movements up until the point they're no longer useful. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the phrase "the Democratic Party is a graveyard of social movements." I mean, I think in the span of the past 2 years, we've seen it happen to 3 different social movements, social uprisings. So, to me, it's caused a lot of thinking on my part to just think about like what independent apparatus these various social movements need to start uniting and building together. Otherwise, there's just no hope for any way for us to organize without this kind of codependent relationship and the one-way benefits, where the Democratic Party is getting all the benefits of it, but the social movements are just getting their credibility tarnished by the constant betrayals.
Yeah, and that comes. I guess that's the price to pay. So, Rebecca, in your clip, you did point out the fact that the movement is kind of like, it is not that it's dead, but the usefulness to the Democratic Party is dead. And the bad thing is like there could have been a whole lot of good done if they actually stood by the movement and had some authenticity to it. But as soon as it became inconvenient, they ditched it. We don't have you now, Rebecca. Was it?
I took her microphone, if that's okay.
You stole her whole ass microphone.
Oh, my bad. I put myself on mute. Bless the Lord.
Y'all stop touching. Just come on the air and just talk. Damn it. All right, go ahead, Rebecca.
I apologize. But no, I think I don't like that. I don't like, and it's like it's just how the world is. It is because we pick and choose naturally when to use some of these social movements and when to apply them. And that's why I kept saying in the beginning, like, y'all want to say protect all women, believe all women, but it's always going to be believe all women asterisks. And then there's all these like,
that don't harm us.
Like it's like believe all women, but Black women. Because they're at the bottom of the barrel. Although this whole movement to believe women was created from a Black person, but believe all women, because now white women are coming out of the woodworks and blaming everybody for whatever. So we need to believe them. And at that time, everybody was believing them. People's jobs was gone. Okay. I mean, it didn't hit Donald Trump, but like a lot of people were being affected.
That's the thing. There's always a limitation to the extent to which America is going to hold itself accountable for its own crimes, whether it be white supremacy, slavery, grabbing them by the P word, right? White folks are only going to be held accountable. And if you're a white conservative person, it's even less accountability. But if you're a rich white man, I mean, who gonna stop them? Who gonna check them? But what you think, Solomon? I'm gonna get you in there.
To me, it's just, I've done a lot of thinking about how, and someone else mentioned this on Twitter before I could say it, but that the problem with the different social movements is really gone. It connects back to the fact that there's no organized labor movement in the in the United States in a way people don't think about, and that the concept of the union hall, which for most social movements internationally and historically in the U.S. used to be. Started and were organized. It was the safe organizing space, depending on your race. We didn't have that for most of the time, unless they were really radical unions. So we had the Black church, but now the Black church is atrophied and bureaucratized and become subservient to the Democratic Party. And a lot of the same
stop with
ways.
all those goddamn big words, man.
You sound just like Ben. Now I'm gonna be over here like. Okay, and then they said...
I just mean they've kind of in the same way, the labor movement and the Black church in their militancy, their organizing power, their age demographic, in terms of who's in leadership and who's in the bureaucracy. And so, like, people, like, you can use the AOC debate as an example, and the fact that
Lord Jesus Christ, do we have to talk about that? All right, go ahead.
Yes. Go ahead. And how, like, this cacophony of different voices, like, exclude the different annoying personalities involved. The fact that there are so many voices is due to the fact that left Twitter is the closest thing to a union hall network of organizing spaces that the left has. That's a general criticism of how weak the left is institutionally right now compared to most other countries and how it used to be a couple decades ago.
I just want to brag on myself for a second here, folks, because I don't know what it is, but I am a magnet for, like, really dope analysts from every perspective, like Rebecca, Brian, the dudes from Clickbaity, they came and found me, but, like, we got some smart ass black people on this channel here. I just like to say that. Now, that said, I do kind of want to shift that conversation a little bit and bring you in, Rebecca, because he said something about the Black church, and I know you hail from the Black church just like I do, but he's right. To a certain degree, there's a little bit of the power that we have in that institution is not as powerful as it used to be. And in context of the conversation that we're having online, right, I think we are in conversation specifically talking about the debate that he brought up, the debate with AOC. That's the thing that I'm involved with on Twitter. That's what everybody's in a kerfuffle over. But I think that there's, like, this divide that's happening. Yeah, well, you know, I said, let me throw out my little, you know, my Joe Biden malarkey words. But that said, you know, we really are looking at a divide in this country. And I think, actually, I want to get both of you, Solomon and Rebecca. Rebecca, jump in there first. But I just think I think some folks don't want to listen to black folks. And some of the solutions that we have definitely as black progressives, because of how we were raised in the Black church, liberation, fighting on behalf of working people, fighting on behalf of people who are homeless, fighting, you know, there's just so much work that is just natural to us because that's how we grew up, that it's not even a matter of us labeling ourselves as progressive. It's just who we are. We just do this work because we love people. And part of the reason I got that tradition is because of the Black church tradition. I'm just curious. Like, you ain't got to go super deep into it, Rebecca, but I know you got some super deep muscles to flex there too. So show, you know, what you think.
I really don't have anything to say.
I was trying to set it up the best I could for you, but then but then there's something told me, I was like, you know what? She's not even gonna answer this goddamn question. I knew that was gonna happen.
I said what I said about what I said, and that's that. Like, listen.
No. You know what you're supposed to say? You know what you're supposed to say? That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yo, Ben, but honestly, that is a good point. Is that what you want me to do? Because, you know, I could play it like that too. Ben, honestly, that is a really good point. And the way that you definitely worded, I couldn't say any better. Any better.
Don't you love it when you're on the show and people do that stuff? You're like, I didn't want you to agree with me. I want you to. I was about to say Malcolm, young Malcolm. What you think, man?
I was gonna say, like, I was actually gonna look behind my mountain of books to see if I had book recommendations that I could just throw out here.
But books,
but
you got book references. You got the page marked and everything, man. What's up?
In Keeanga Yamada Taylor's book, Black Lives Matter to Black Liberation, she points out one pivotal moment in the 90s where the decline of the Black church, in her mind, was really set in stone. And it was when Bill Clinton went to the church in Memphis where MLK had his mountaintop speech.
His last speech before he was killed, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he went in there and at the same podium said that what MLK would want is the crime bill that he was pushing at the time. And the unchallenged disrespect that was met with no resistance, saying that MLK would want black men to stop killing each other so much, and that's why we've got to throw them in jail. And
wait, I'm sorry. That was recent, wasn't it?
No, that was while he was president.
That was while he was president, because I feel like he did something recent just like that, as if he never learned his lesson. Bill Clinton.
I remember what
yeah,
that was
we
like.
talked about that recently, Ben.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember exactly what he said, but his message hasn't changed at all. Like, it's still the same thing about, refocusing the power of the black church to criticizing black folks versus using that to criticize white supremacy. That's what they really want. So.
Yeah, and still gaining loyalty from the black church and the black congregation,
right.
And instead of the obvious resistance that kind of statement should have been met with, was the kind of start of the decline. And then for the labor side of that, I'd say Kim Moody's On New Terrain, where he explains, it's an amazing book, where he explains the same thing that happened to the relationship between the labor movement and the Democratic Party, and also explained where he thinks the next wave of labor, he kind of predicted the current strike wave that happened before the pandemic happened.
Right.
I was reading his book saying, like, from his analysis, the first wave is going to be teachers, and then like West Virginia is happening as I'm reading this chapter, like the Oklahoma wildcat strikes, and I was like, this is crazy.
Right.
But if you want to understand the relationship between what's left of the labor movement and the Democratic Party, that book, and then
anybody remember Harlem Nights? I'm so serious though. What's the name of the guy on Harlem Nights the role that Charlie Murphy played? The real smart guy who was doing all the numbers. That's what we're gonna have to call Solomon. Solomon is my book guy. And for anybody who wants to know, like, he's been on the show before, but we got off like I don't know. We didn't talk for a little while there. Just because life was crazy.
School and work.
But in terms of the books and like, socialist history and communist theory and all that kind of stuff, this kid has read probably every book out there, or at least he has the book in his collection. I'm gonna remember that guy's name in a minute and put it on the screen. In the meantime, we have like half an hour left. I want more videos, so in the audience, if there's a good video
before we do more videos, Ben.
Well, Jesus, you can cut off my plan. Jesus, what? No, go ahead.
So before we do. So since Solomon is like that person that you said in the movie Harlem Nights, what am I? Am I like
Oh Jesus. We're gonna let the audience say that. I'm not doing that.
The audience. So if Solomon, whom I actually love, you're speaking and things like that. I love when Ben brings on people who can definitely have an intellectual conversation and break things down with knowledge.
You have plenty of intellectual conversation.
I didn't say I don't. I
know, but I just didn't want you. I didn't want you to leave that out.
I did not say that, and I don't feel no kind of way. I just absolutely Solomon. I just want to say that. No, but no, I really want to know, because Ben never gives me like those kind of compliments, or
what are you talking about?
Or tells me, hey, you are a regular such and such, But since a new kid came onto the show, Solomon, he's
God.
showing you.
No, that's what's going on.
Like this precious.
That's what's going on. Rebecca be so jealous for no reason. Everybody loves you more than everybody else on this channel, Rebecca. Your position on the network is Vera. That's the role you're gonna play in Harlem Nights. Vera. That's who you are. The nine tone is pink and is having this chick in Harlem. I had to edit the comedy line, but anyway, somebody said, "Damn, Ben, how you gonna just do a Zor like that?" I didn't do you. What did I do? Did I do something and I wasn't even aware of it?
He did.
What did I do?
No, I'm kidding.
Y'all know I'd be oblivious to everything. I don't even see.
I want to get Solomon's view on these videos that we're about to play. Are they going to be some good videos?
I don't think I have any good videos. Like anything that's like funny. And I know it's kind of hard for
Solomon,
my producers.
Do you have any funny videos? What's been going on with your week?
Mostly work and watching videos on labor theory. So.
Oh, that sounds really fun.
But to be fair to Solomon, I do sit around watching videos like that, but they're usually like about black holes and the end of the universe.
Yeah.
So I put my energy there, and Solomon puts his in actual socialist theory books. So.
Oh, I have some weird like Big Bang galactic news stuff too in there, but it's mostly just labor theory and climate change right now.
The thing about Rebecca, though, is Rebecca is low-key just as much of a nerd as we are. But, she's young and sporty, so she can't have a reputation out here sullied by the fact that...
Wait, how old are you, Solomon?
Solomon's young.
25.
He's just, he's just as young as me. Look, I'm 30.
But Solomon, well, I don't know. Anyway.
We don't know. He's just talking.
Wait a minute. No, they did not. They did not find evidence of white holes. If they did, I am shifting my entire show right now. Evidence of white holes. White holes are on the theoretically on the opposite side of black holes.
Side of black holes, yeah.
And don't play with me like that, though. I'll find out. I'm gonna log off. The show's over, folks. I need to go research this.
I don't even know what white holes are or black holes. Y'all get me? Look, see, you guys
do know what black holes are.
Like, what is it?
I mean, black holes, yeah. Ray Lynn Bunch said, Ben, get Brandon and Anoa back in here, and we'll have a throwback episode. I
somebody remembers the Sunday grits.
Ray Lynn been with us the whole last time, and shout out to Brandon and Anoa. Which one?
Raylan is a beautiful name. Okay, first of all, you guys are watching. Because somebody just called me an extortionist. You damn right. Where the money at? Where the money reside?
No, this is not going to be the nature of my network. Okay,
it's not. But
we're not worried about super chats. We're not worried about super chats.
You're not worried about super chats. You get to wake up in the morning and not have to clock into nobody's job.
That's 7 in the morning.
Okay, come on, speak on it, Solomon.
I have to wake up. I wake up every morning and do a 2-hour show with on this network. So I do have to get up and work every morning. What are you talking about?
Ben, it's your network though. Listen, you're not working for no corporation. You're not stuck on the phone with people telling you they got COVID-19 and you gotta literally still take their money. Hello.
When you are free, when we get you out of there, we're gonna do a whole lot of stories on that, because there's a lot of F stuff. There's a lot of bullshit that's happening during this pandemic, and the banks and the corporations and the loan sharks, and they need the business. So as soon as this pandemic, as soon as you're done with them, we're gonna give it to them. Anyway, I digress. Everybody's saying, Ben, run her that check. What y'all talking about?
Nick be giving me her whole check though. Like, I really respect.
Hey, really? Like, I do be sitting around wondering, like, what do y'all do for a living? Because Nick be up in here dropping them coins.
Nick be literally like, here, Rebecca, take this.
She said, you're so cute when you whine. Don't be on my network. This is not going to be known as the Offering Church, the church channel.
Until I am free, Ben. Until I am free.
I just saw someone recommend Neil deGrasse Tyson for learning about white holes. Nah, Neil deGrasse Tyson's annoying and he's surface level. I got some deeper cuts for you.
Oh Lord, bro, I don't need more beef on my network. Oh my God, I do not need the Neil deGrasse Tyson
is annoying.
We need whatever you're talking about. Galactical things. We need those beefs. it gives the network some color.
Hey, you know what? I could handle having a beef with the astrophysicist for a change versus some dumbass on Twitter, but I digress. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Look, Neil canceled Pluto, so we're canceling Neil. That's just how it goes.
Oh, was he behind taking Pluto?
Yeah, he was his planetarium, and he was the one doing it because he's just one of those annoying Reddit guys. Ruined my childhood.
Yasmin.
Yeah, I still will bring him on though. I still will and discuss it with him. I mean, why not? I've got plenty of enemies. Might as well add some more. But that said, I still wait on some videos. I will something good to see before we get off. I got videos, but they're not good. And to be fair to my producers, they never know what kind of mood I'm going to be in until I cut this camera on. And they don't know if I'm going to cover the news. If I'm going to go off.
What about the person he's bringing on? Me, who he's just like, yeah, come on the show. I don't know what kind of attitude this man going to have when we click this thing on. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But you felt comfortable enough. And Solomon, to be fair, I did the same thing to you, right? I just said Solomon.
This is a little on the spot, but you know.
I sent the message to Solomon 10 minutes before the show started. I said, you want to come on?
And he didn't even tell me that you were coming on. And it's okay, Solomon. It's great to meet you, though.
Yeah, I was going to say hi.
Yeah. He didn't even allow you to do anything. He didn't allow anything. He just threw you in like that.
But you know why I knew it? You want to know why I knew it was going to work? You want to know why? Because y'all black.
True.
Black people don't like each other all the time. Let's be honest. Okay.
No, but we got enough shared. So. We got enough shared experiences to throw us in a room together, and we're gonna make a dope track. Just
you kind of light skinned, Solomon.
I am seasonal. It's winter, okay?
It's a little, you showing me a little bit of bright. I know my light because I got this orange light over here. It gives me that tint. But you know your girl brown. You know what I'm saying?
White light off the laptop is just real harsh.
Well, I mean, and also I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's the other thing though, Rebecca. Everybody know you in the network, and you're gonna be down with the network as long as there's a network. But actually, I'm low key like I think we're gonna court Solomon a little bit. But I think I might want him to come and hang out with us.
I would love it because Solomon literally, like I said, he gives. He just has a different vibe, and I actually like it. He has that because Black people come in many different shades, like Solomon, who believes that he's darker than what he is. We come in very different shades. We come in different. We like different things, and like I said, it brings the network color. And his political view has a lot of weight. And a lot of reference and a lot of research in what he says.
And you picked up all that in just like one sentence, and that's dope, man. Like, so we brought you on here, Solomon, to shower you and to say that we we're gonna talk offline, but I don't know, man. Maybe you kick it with us for a little while. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Don't answer them.
Yeah, I'm about to move and try to set up my own spot. So
okay, like a studio for content. Well, we
like
can
a
help
spare
you.
room, like
Watch
an
this,
actual
Rebecca.
room.
Watch this, Rebecca. We can help you with that. We can. Anyway, don't sell your soul on live air just because we think you're brilliant. Don't give in to
I
these
thought you were
guys.
just referencing Holes, like the Black dude from Holes.
Oh, no.
He was like, I can fix that. I thought you were just doing that.
No. I'm saying we can get the gear that you need. Just go ahead and say something smart, Solomon.
Don't be doing him like that, like he's a little boy in front of your family. Solomon.
Okay. No. Okay, so then, that's good. That's good.
He can play the piano, y'all. Everybody.
No,
look,
okay, so let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. Solomon is brilliant, and I want y'all to see how brilliant he is. I believe that Solomon could probably just open up his mouth and literally talk about anything and say something pretty dope. I could tee you up if you want me to, but I mean, I just feel like, especially the story that I wanted to cover tonight anyway, which was about trickle-down economics not trickling down. They got a 50-year study, which I know, we all know. We didn't even need the study. We didn't need the study, but they said trickle-down economics didn't trickle down. I'm pretty sure you can explain why.
Well, okay. We can go through basic capitalist contradictions here. The problem of overproduction and exploitation, where workers are not paid enough to afford to consume the products that the other workers make. So when the working class is devalued, not paid their full worth, the products they make become unaffordable, which creates a crisis of overproduction, where the capitalists then have nowhere to reinvest their profits and eventually lose profits because no one can afford to buy the products they're exploiting the workers to make.
Right.
Yeah. That's the basic one.
And we got people in the chat room saying preach, and Rebecca saying this is Ben's hazing process. No, I'm telling you, I want everybody to know that I have people in my orbit, and it's not because of me. It's not because of me. It's like Black people are dope. And I honestly, I almost did this to my father-in-law. Let me tell you how dope we are. My father-in-law was sitting around the house last Christmas, just talking. And he was saying some of the dopest stuff that I hear, and I do this for a living. So I honestly do believe that I could pull a random Black person off the street, give them context of the conversation, and I bet you they could find a way to make a meaningful contribution off the top of their head, because we just dope like that. So it's not a hazing process, Rebecca. I'm just proving the point.
It's a kiki.
I'm just proving. I know you were joking, but I'm just saying, like, I think there's a greatness that has had to come from Black folks, and the fact that Solomon, you read like 1,000 books, and so
book recommendation on capitalist contradictions, 17 Contradictions and the End of Capitalism by David Harvey. It's where I learned that one and a whole bunch of other ones.
Hey, do me a favor so I can put your Twitter handle on the screen. If you would, can you see how to edit your name?
No, and I liked Crappy Can.
But people wanted your Twitter handle. Do you want them to have it?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, what's your Twitter handle? I can do it. It's a DEL
ANDARIUS.
Yes. at Dylan Darius. Okay, we're putting that on the screen now so everyone can follow him.
He checked the producer's chat, y'all.
Who, I did?
Oh, you didn't? No, he didn't. Everybody's telling you to
to
check it because David sent everybody to summon you to the producer's chat.
Okay. Let's see.
Anyways, while he's checking the producer's chat, is there anything else?
Yeah, no, let's do a patron party because y'all want to hang out with me while I do the patron party? I need to thank the people who make the show possible. I have not had, oh Lord, I've got like 30 patrons here. I have not had a chance to thank patrons this week because of how just stuff. So let's take a second and thank the people who make the show possible. Our Twitch subscribers, as well as our patrons. And let's do that right about here.
Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show and get twice the content and unfiltered interviews without any of the commercial interruptions.
And here we go. At this point in every single episode, I'd like to take a minute to thank the people who make the show possible, our patrons. Very special welcome to Denise, Jen, Edwin, Christopher D, Donna L, Rina H, Yusuf A, Sharon S, Betty R, Selena K, Lisa BJ, Deb C, Janice O, Edward D, Joe Burley. Oh, wait a minute. Infinite Content and Joe Burley increased their pledges. Kitty M increased their pledge. Solomon, Frank D, Madeline, Justin, Breaded Dragon on Twitch, Thunder Voice, Bearded Dragon, Motagata, Blissful Terra, India S, Karma Jane, Jimanthi, Azalea 8, Kumbe Zati, that's a hell of a name, 1213 FM, Spark Hero TV, y'all are really weird, Little Box 3, y'all got too many names. It's too many people supporting us. Thank y'all.
Welcome back to the Benjamin Dixon Show.
Yeah.
Visit us online at thebenjamindixonshow.com.
All right, folks. Let me finish reading the rest of these names real quick. All right. Let me finish rounding this off. Jamathi 7, Azaziel 8. Thank you. Combi Zati from Twitch, 1213 FM from Twitch, Sparrowhawk TV, thank you from Twitch. Y'all are really weird on Twitch. Little Box 3s, Funky Pug 31 or 313, Raw Vanilla, Michael McAllister, Indie Rock, and DJ Addy. Thank you to Susie Foreman, Desmiak, Rosalba 14, Siscat, Strictly Rockers, and Corbius. Thank you all for the super chats and the Twitch questions and all of the cheers and everything else. Let me bring my guests back onto the screen. Joining me at this time, as soon as I can find the right screen and pull them back up, Rebecca Azor and Solomon Russell, Dylan Darius. Let me do, boom. Do we have you there? I don't have you, but I have you now, and I have you now, and I have that person down, and I have that person down, and we're ready to go. All right, sorry. Next week we have a lot of good things that are coming along.
Name?
Did it go down?
It's not
there. It's back up. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That said, what were we talking about? I don't have any more clips. We run out of clips. I do have a lot of questions from patrons and super chats, so maybe we should go to that and answer all those questions.
Yeah, maybe we should just go through the super chats because ain't nobody trying to be here till midnight.
Damn, I swear. All right, let me read these questions. Questions from patrons. Marcus says, hang on 1 second. I need to minimize the screen a little bit more. Marcus from Patreon said, don't you think it's about time for an indigenous person was put in charge of the Environmental Protection Agency? It would be more than a gesture, seeing as how they had substantially figured out about 5,000 years until we effed it up. Solomon, I'm curious of what you think about that suggestion.
Yeah. Well, my suggestion would be to first read Our History is the Future, which is written by a Lakota activist talking about the history of indigenous struggle with the environment and with the Army Corps of Engineers, with the struggle to fight against their own genocide. and their lessons on how to be stewards toward the environment. I don't think having an indigenous person as head of the EPA is going to be much of a difference in the same way having a black police chief isn't doing much for Detroit or Baltimore or Chicago. It's them being the overseer and if we're unlucky, the caricature to greenwash more and more like if having a native or indigenous person head an EPA while also not banning fracking as policy is kind of useless and beyond that, in a way, insulting. So it's not going to lower our carbon ppm levels. It's not going to convince China to stop emitting. It's not going to send trillions of dollars to Africa for them to build a green economy so they don't have to increase their own emissions. It's just PR.
All right, cool. Good. Let me get this next question in because I think it'll wake Rebecca up because it's about her. You know, Rebecca. No, I'm just...
No, guys, I'm just tired because I've been at work since like
you have. So answer this question, and we're gonna let you. Because this one is actually directly towards you, or at least addressing you. This is from one of the patrons. They said, "Hey, brother Ben, I watched Rebecca's DC Proud Boys video, and first, thank you for doing what you all do the way that you all do it." They said, "I was shaking with rage, tears streaming down my face. I am a person of deep faith, but I just don't know what to do with this righteous anger anymore. Where and how do I focus it? I'm so done, but I can't afford to be done when people are still dying. I'm so angry right now. I can't remember what fear feels like. What, from a practical standpoint, do we do?" What do you, well, first, I mean, because it was the video that you covered, and I, if you don't mind telling them just a little bit about what it was about, and then answer the patron's question if you can.
So last weekend, the Proud Boys rallied and created a Trump rally in honor of Trump and basically Stop the Steal. And, you know, Stop the Steal meaning that, you know, the voter fraud, still claiming voter fraud, and that Donald Trump is actually indeed the winner of the election. So they went out there. This happened right after the Supreme Court shut down Donald Trump's claims once again after they attempted to sue the three states, I believe. And this is where the issue comes in. We recall when Donald Trump literally told them to stand down, stand by, and people. Oh no, he just misspoke and things like that. No, he said what he said. And here on this day, when the Supreme Court said, hell no, ain't no voter fraud, they went out there, rallied in the streets, and I'm talking about took over the streets right in front of the White House. And just a few blocks over, counter protesters, and I'm not even gonna call them counter protesters, Black Lives Matter activists were in the Black Lives Matter Plaza. And they ended up meeting with each other, and they were out there. The Proud Boys were out there with the women, children, everyone, all screaming Black Lives Matter. So here's my perspective in that video. I wasn't really focusing on just the Proud Boys. I was focusing on what the Proud Boys were focused on that night. And for some reason, that we all know what they racist behind, it literally is Black Lives Matter. This is supposed to be about Stop the Steal. We heard more Black Lives don't matter, fuck Black Lives Matter, anti-fascist, all this kind of stuff. They took down the sign of Black Lives Matter, burned it. They were beating people up in the streets. You didn't see a lot of Black people, but you saw a Black Lives Matter activist, and they were upset that white people were representing Black Lives Matter. Yeah. You know, they were abusing those people and fighting them and things like that. But that seemed to be towards the end of the night where the horror started happening, the main thing that was going on. So it literally, like I said in the video, it took me back to a place where I used to watch in history when I'm watching in these history classes, how they were burning down crosses and killing people and burning down neighborhoods and things like that, all because of a lie, like Emmett Till whistling at a woman or whatever the case may be, things like that. It pisses me off. So I understand when other people are watching it, they're being pissed off, but I want people to really understand what these people do. They literally blame everything on Black people. That's what I see. That's what I understand. That's what I hear. No matter what it is, this is not about stop the steal. They're literally blaming Black Lives Matter because of Biden's win and Donald Trump's loss.
That's the wild thing. So I'm listening to you describe the situation, and they go out there to oppose Joe Biden, but they end up turning it into an anti-Black Lives Matter rally because at the core of everything that they do is white supremacy. So of course they are not going to, of course they're going to end up inevitably attacking Black Lives Matter. All right, we got a couple more comments and some super chats and we'll get out of here. Desmiak on Twitch said, Ben, please don't neoliberal out on us. Yeah, I'm not. Trust me, you're fine.
He's definitely not. Trust.
I'm definitely like the socialism. I'll put it like this. I have a support group that surrounds me that makes sure that I don't go out and do something crazy like start a real revolution. So I have a support group to keep me nice and level. So there's not really a chance that I'm going to become a neoliberal. There's more of a chance that I'm going to get arrested. That's really the real risk that we got going on here. Anyway, I digress. McCady says, the Fletch 8 says, as a Clevelander, I am proud today. Nevertheless, the division, and talking about Nina Turner running for Congress there in Cleveland, the division is the war. And to understand and again, to gain knowledge of the nuances of that concept carries so much weight. Andy from Ohio said, I feel that I am finally able to help in a way that's more than online now that we have Miss Nina Turner running in Ohio. Jamer Anis says, the whole fact, Brother Ben, they hate what they can't control. This is in response to the comment I made yesterday that I think that there's a level of backlash towards those of us who told the left, no, this is a dumb idea. I think that part of the backlash is that they can't control us. I get that they disagree with us and we can argue about the merits of any strategy, but some of the vitriol is like, y'all are really, you're getting out of pocket. Know your place. Anyway, Come Correct on Twitch said, it's interesting to notice that if the progressive broadcasters are white, while most progressive politicians are people of color, and all of them became politicians because they had no other options, no other choice. Let me slow down on that because I think we can actually talk about that for a split second before we get out of here. They said, it's interesting to notice that if the progressive broadcasters are mostly white, most progressive politicians are people of color. So they're saying like there's a disconnect. If you look at the progressive media space, it's overwhelmingly white. I'm like one of the few black folks with, Roland Martin obviously has a much bigger platform than me. But then if you think between Roland and Martin, Roland get them numbers. But
I'll be looking at Roland on Twitter.
But the power structure is not black, right? The power structure of these media organizations are not reflective of a lot. Anyway, I'm going to read some super chats.
I think it is time. Wait, before you move on, I think it is time that black people just get the same. Like, you can see these white folks get on here and talk about nothing. Like the man that you just played a clip about, say nothing and get all these views and become powerful in these progressive or far right spaces and yada yada. And then like on Twitter, you can see, or not Twitter, TikTok, a white person could just literally open their freaking app and just
what they do, Rebecca?
You gotta do the finger point.
You gotta do the point. That's how they get expressive, like, and then they get a million, and then they get a million views.
Old when I critique it though, like I'm just, oh man,
because it happens in the space of, like I said, it's not only in the. But I gave it that example to show you that it's happened, but it happens in all these spaces. Literally, white folks just get on, and for some reason, like it's just like they don't got to do shit. They don't got to do nothing, and they control that space.
It is like I don't know if your parents taught you this, but they probably did because my parents taught me this. We got to work twice as hard to get half as much. We literally have to work twice as hard to get half as much as they do. All right, I'm going to run through these super chats real quick. Thank you, Daniel Krieger, for the $3 super chat. Micah Gelfriend said, always up, always getting a super chat when I can. Thank you for what you do. Marcus Farrell was in here last night, said these moderates are going to look at this Nina Turner movement like the Antichrist is running. Also, I'd like Jimmy on clickbaity. Let's clear the rhetoric on the air reparation package. Man, fuck Jimmy Dore. I'm sorry.
Hello, somebody.
Like I don't apologize for that. Listen, I know grifting when I see it. And Jimmy has been grifting for a long time, and I make no apologies about that. And I'll say it to his face so he can come on my channel, but I'm going to call him a grifter to his face and then move on from there. So if we could start at that baseline, then yeah, sure, we can have a conversation.
You talking about well, you sound to put that setup.
I'm just saying, like, you know, like, man, fuck that dude. Michael Pierce said, I think you wanted to hit someone with the Apple keyboard. Well, it's always in my hand. Yoda, thank you for the super chat, said, much love, but Clyburn is counter to this argument. Not sure which argument you're referring to, but the only context I mentioned Jim Clyburn last night, the best I can remember, is that he himself is a reaction to white supremacy. His type of politics is a reaction to racism in this country. And while I disagree with probably the majority of his politics, I'm not going to look at him and say that he's a sellout because his reaction to y'all raggedy system is something that you didn't approve of. How about y'all fix y'all raggedy system first before you judge how black people respond to it? How about that? Now, if I want to talk about him as a black person and we want to talk about him as a black person,
that's my cousin, so I could do that.
I love it. I love it. Patty Hollingsworth, Ben, I feel like you're overthinking this Jimmy Dore debate. You have an important lane in our progressive fight and have to well-spoken mind like Jimmy. And have a great well-spoken mind like Jimmy Dore, Cenk Uygur, etc. Let's all work together. Thank you so much for the comment, Patty. I definitely just don't agree that Jimmy Dore is a well-spoken mind that even deserves nearly a 5-minute conversation with me.
Yeah. And like,
put that on the record. Yeah.
I was thinking about this yesterday. It was like I was just before this whole thing happened thinking about like how, like, I don't know, maybe not a conference, but just a meeting of progressive independent YouTubers, journalists, video producers, to where we can all push a common line that's something close to an organized media institution, even if we're all still independent about certain missions. But like, I didn't even consider Jimmy a part of that space. I thought people had kind of just figured out
that they thought that they learned over the years, right?
Yeah, but apparently people just weren't perceiving it the way I was.
Right.
But I'm hopeful that can still happen. But now it's just become this debate on where do you side on this weird performative debate, and like how it's kind of taken an important conversation about how there does need to be an institution or a media megaphone that can push people like the Squad from the left to counteract the natural tendency of being in a large representative body like the Congress has to push anyone who starts out on the left rightward because it's a liberal, neoliberal institution. It happened to Bernie. He used to call for like the abolishment of the CIA in the 80s when he was a representative. He's not doing that now. So and it's what happened to Nancy Pelosi. She was the radical liberal that all the Republicans were afraid of. They still call her that, but she hasn't been that for years. She kind of never was. But if we don't want to see that to happen to people like AOC and Ilan, I don't think will happen. They'll just kick her out. But someone like AOC, they could try to pull her rightward. There needs to be a countervailing institution, kind of like on the local level what Kashama Sawant has with her local chapter of Socialist Alternative. Someone, a democratic body that they hold accountable to and dialogue with. And are codependent on to push what they want and have a kind of semi-party line. That kind of institution doesn't really exist in the left. And I was hoping maybe progressive
does. But so I don't disagree with you. I think though there's a little bit of unmitigated gall with these people who think that they have the capacity, that they're even more progressive than any of the people that you just named. Okay, let's start there. Nancy Pelosi, whether she was a progressive back in the day and she lost her way, I can't speak to that. I mean, it happens. So you're right. That does happen. But for the people who are trying to lecture the Squad on progressive bona fides, Ilhan Omar gets death threats every day because of her progressive bona fides. I think these YouTubers need to shut the fuck up, to be quite honest with you.
And I don't accept anything coming at Cori Bush, because that's
on, man. Cori Bush has put her life on the line. She contracted COVID-19 out there canvassing, trying to make sure that she got rid of the neoliberal.
She's a real one. She's literally been authentic from the beginning.
And they're out here questioning Cori Bush's progressiveness.
But that's what they do. They're gonna just attack everybody, like everyone they can, and that's all in the name of who was it we're talking about? Just because you said something about Bernie.
Well, I don't know if this wasn't about Bernie for sure, but this was about like people who generally supported Bernie, right? We all in one big group, so yeah, to that end, yeah.
But I see it as basically like his like little catter of people using the argument that you should hold even progressive politicians accountable to critique and dialogue, which is true, and be stern with it when you need to be, as an excuse to just be assholes to them publicly for views, which is
because and I finally got a couple of phone calls. I said I'm gonna keep talking about this YouTube money until somebody calls and complains. So I finally got some calls. They're like, Ben, why are you telling everybody how much we make? And I'm like, well, because y'all should have been honest about this shit a long time ago when y'all talking about being these great socialists, and at the end of the day, you're just raking in the cash. And to be honest, if you look at Jimmy Dore's timeline and you look at how many attack videos he has targeting the women of color on the squad, he gets about 100,000 views per video on that. Folks, this is a marketing strategy. And he's got y'all on the left, like on Twitter, just out of y'all goddamn minds over a dumbass marketing strategy. So people want to know, like, why would I talk to them? Because it's dumb. It is dumb. You are asking, I brought it up. You are asking women of color who, does that matter? Here's why it matters. Do you realize how difficult it is for those people as progressives, period, to get any power in the first place? Right? That's number one. Number two, as women to get power in Congress, as women to get power, as women of color to get power, but even more specifically, as the black women in that group, Cori Bush and Ilhan Omar, to get power and maintain power in order to do good. And y'all raggedy ass, little ignorant ass motherfuckers out here saying like, oh, just throw that all out the window for a cockamamie strategy for somebody as ignorant as Jimmy Dore. I'm sorry. I just will stand on this till the day I die. Jimmy Dore does not mean the left any good. That entire faction of the left, his followers may be well-intentioned, so I won't judge the character of his followers because I get it. You guys want somebody who's going to yell at the system, but he understands that. And he has been cashing in your desire to yell at the system. And now he's cashing in at the risk of undermining the entire progressive movement, because we do not ask our top politicians in our movement who are on our side fighting for Medicare for all and the Green New Deal to go on a suicide run to go up against Nancy Pelosi in a symbolic vote that they're going to lose and lose all of their political capital in doing it. Y'all really got the strategery of a third grader. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And for me, the way that I thought to just end that whole debate is that the limitations of their argument is they're limited by the fact that Jimmy Dore and the rest of them, as left as they think they are fundamentally still liberals in the capital L liberal sense. Like it's the plan hinges itself on the classic
liberalism
kind
anyway.
of liberalism. I'm talking about like liberalism, like Democrats, Republicans, everybody in Congress, liberals.
Right. The liberalism institution, the institution of democratic liberalism. Yes.
They have this like Jon Stewart-esque belief that if you expose the moderate Democrats, you expose the hypocrisy. Like it's some Jon Stewart bit, and Jimmy Dore is a comedian. It's this id that if you expose them, and he yells at them on his show over and over again, and it's disseminated all over the internet, and then during the primary challenges, take his clips and they'll use them in ads, and he'll be famous, and all these ads will expose them, and then everyone will change their minds and not vote for them because Medicare for all is popular anyway.
And how ignorant is that? Because Americans know already, man. Americans know this Democratic Party doesn't support Medicare for all. So why are you asking these women, right? Why are you asking these? Because it matters that they're women. Because it's not like power is that readily accessible on an equal playing field as men. So shut the fuck up when I say it matters that they're women, because it does. And it matters more that they're women of color because the amount that they have to fight against you imbecilic cretins, the amount that black women have to, well, shit, I got a black woman on the show with me. I don't have to speak up on that. They constantly have to do a calculus, that y'all never even have to consider, and y'all got the nerve to run your mouth saying that y'all are better than them in terms of what we believe. Y'all, I'm sorry. I will not let this go ever.
You've said this a million times, and I know you won't let it go, and this is good, right? You said what you said, and I think you should keep it there, because I think that we've said this on the show many a time, and it's that everybody ain't gonna be for the same things. Right. And that's okay, because we can agree to disagree, but there are some things that don't do good for the movement. There are some things that don't move us forward. Right. And if we have to call that what it is. And if you're going to attack people, like you said, especially women of color who are, it's hard enough for us to get into these positions, and you're going to try to call them out and make it seem like they're not doing what they need to be doing because of this one little thing that y'all mad at. Like, no, we're not doing that. Like, you said what you said, and that's it. So
I saw someone in the comments asked me, do I not like Jon Stewart? And it's like, Jon Stewart is, going back and watching his old shows, he's hilarious. But his mission to destroy Fox News by eviscerating them, it didn't work.
It didn't.
Tucker Carlson is openly spewing white nationalism and has the most high rated
even stronger than they were before he got on the scene.
It's not that it wasn't entertaining. It's that it will only be entertaining for the audience that's watching it and already likes it in the first place.
And
it's
Solomon,
like
let me
the Lincoln Project, but Jimmy Dore. It's the same thing.
Here's why like that matters so much, right? So Jon Stewart, great comedian, right? Good shows, excellent shows, but he went underneath the premise that all we had to do was expose the hypocrisy. And in this dispensation, I'm sorry, you got to go under the premise that the hypocrisy is the point. The lies are the point. The grift is the point. All of it, they know exactly what the hell they're doing. And so does Jimmy Dore.
Always though, Ben, like we were like, it goes back to the conversation we were just saying, like with the movements, people are gonna go with the movement when it's like when Bernie and all that other stuff was happening, everybody was for all of this stuff. But as soon as there's a separation or whatever, they will cut themselves loose and start showing who they really are.
Oh yeah.
Because something didn't go right for them, they will separate themselves from the movement and still title themselves a liberal or a progressive or whatever, but they're not really for the movement. And that's it.
Absolutely. And I think, and we're going to get out of here in a second. I have a whole lot more super chats.
But sleep in my eyes.
I know.
I can't even ask for no more money.
I know. I'm going to get to the rest of the super chats tomorrow. We're going to shut it out here. But I do really think that this is an inflection point, because I do seriously believe that there is a gross misconception that exists in leftist circles that they somehow have to teach black and brown people how to be progressive. Nah, bro. We survived y'all capitalism and y'all racism. We
Black people are the most progressive.
Right. We need y'all to teach y'all cousins how to be progressive. Don't presume that you have the standing to run up against black and brown people who literally have suffered underneath your systems, your broken system. Why would you ever think that? And then go so far as to attack. They've been attacking Cori Bush, and I'm like, y'all don't understand. Like, we will
everything she says, they attack her. But that's the thing. When you're working towards something, though, it's like, and your shit is good, and what you're working for is going to benefit the people. You really got to do tunnel vision, and that's what she's been doing. She done been through it all. Like somebody said in the comment section, all my life I had to fight, but she's at a place it's like, I'm not about to fight anymore. I'm not about to fight y'all no more. I'm fighting for the people. So I gotta be in my own zone. Y'all don't even know what I went through, because black women have to go through so much. She had to get the rift closed to go ahead and present herself.
Nah, Rebecca, I'm not gonna let you slide on that comment, because that is so important.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, she had to go.
Can you say it again? That she literally had to go buy thrift
clothes. And there's nothing wrong with that, because to this day, I'm still.
Thrifting is a thing. Like, I get that.
But what I'm trying to point out is, you got white women going to Gucci, Versace, all this stuff, landing these.
No. Hey, can I? I don't mean to cut you off, but you got progressive YouTubers going to Gucci, going like Versace, going to the spend. And then
she doesn't
the black
have that
woman
same
there
opportunity. Sitting in the same room with these same women. Her direction was different. And people don't understand that. She don't have time for the comment section in Twitter. She don't have time for y'all attacks and things like that. She done been through it all. She don't care. This girl is literally going to be like strapped up and ready to go for the people. She has tunnel vision, and that's just what it is.
And they question her progressiveness because she isn't doing what these white boys out here saying. And I'm sorry, y'all, I will take a charge for Cori Bush. Y'all not gonna mess with our black sisters out there like that.
Because I'm telling you, we can realize the people that are the needle in the haystacks, the bad apples, all of them. When shit hits the fan, and shit has hit the fan, and now it's like they're like, "Ooh, we never said that we fuck with people like that." And we never said that.
Exactly.
So,
All right, we're not going to beat a dead horse. Rebecca, thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I appreciate all of your thoughts and insight, and I want to get you back as much as I can. You already know this is your home. Tell everybody they can see Rebecca Azor.
When I'm on the show. You what?
I'm sorry, I didn't. Okay, that's fine. And actually, I'm gonna take a couple of days off, so I actually get both y'all in here so I can get some folks to cover me while I'm gone. So Rebecca at Rebecca Azor on Twitter. Anywhere else you want them to get up with you?
Yeah, at Rebecca Azor on Twitter. You guys can also, because I'm a new person and I want you guys to see me in my regular life. You guys can follow me on Instagram at the Songstress, TheeSong. That's THEE, because I'm writing it down for you guys in the section. SONGSTRESS, the Songstress on Instagram. Also, before you guys leave, I wanted to get to Solomon first, and then we're gonna come back to me because I gotta leave them with a little good.
Okay, Okay. And Solomon, before I come to you, I guess I will say, Charles Wilson. I mean, they want attention. They kept going till they got attention. They said, who was right about impeachment? Jimmy? Actually, no. It was a black woman who was right about impeachment first. And I'm pretty sure it was Maxine Waters was like the second person. Al Green was the first person who's been calling for impeachment long before him, Congressman Al Green, right? And yours truly called for impeachment long before any of your white cousins in progressive media even ever came along to it. So get your facts right. Solomon, tell everybody where they can find you, man.
Dylan Darius. Someone did note in the chat, they know my name better than I know my own name. It's DELEND, not AND, but people seem to be finding it anyway. Appreciate that. And that's pretty much the only place I'm at right now in terms of the internet. I'll try to find some book recommendations. I'm always just going to say read Pedagogy of the Oppressed. It's one of the first books that No Name had on her book list. Some people I know may have had a hand in that.
I love No Name.
No Name, the rapper, right?
Yep. It's an amazing book. Anybody on the revolutionary learning path needs to read it and then read it again. But hopefully I have some other good recommendations for anybody that's interested.
Nice. I do. I'm always interested in what you're reading, brother, because it really you're the what's the word? You're the cipher. You're the cipher of the movement. I think you got the books and you got the knowledge. Rebecca got the knowledge, got the pizzazz, the all the other good stuff. I need both of y'all to come back. I mean, I only have to invite Rebecca because she knows she's coming back probably tomorrow.
I come back anytime I need money. Anywho, before you get out of here, I want to give a shout out, and I'm going to
wait. Solomon, you coming back sometime, man? Can we get you back anytime?
Oh, yeah.
He said yes.
Okay, no, I
Solomon,
didn't.
You are coming back. You're family now. You the light-skinned cousin.
Okay. Oh my God.
No.
And then one last thing, because I like to clear the air. Somebody said it's okay. Thrift clothes are awesome. I absolutely love the whole thrift the whole thrift thing. But I do think it is worthwhile mentioning that in some cases, like, we are putting our lives on the line for our beliefs, and it does take us all the way to the point of in poverty, in terms of not having food to feed our kids and not having money to buy new clothes. So we're forced to thrift. That's what I was referring to. And the fact that I know Cori Bush has sacrificed so much that, she was forced to thrift as a congressperson and Congressperson-elect, and you still had people like Jimmy Dore attacking her as not progressive enough. I will fight every one of you guys, in rhetorically speaking, obviously. Go ahead,
And at the end
Rebecca,
of the
get the
day,
last
she
word.
could be thrifty. Okay, she could be
Before
thrifty.
you get the last word, because I want to make sure yours is the last. So, someone said to say it again. Pedagogy of the Oppressed by Paulo Freire.
Yes.
He's Brazilian. It's originally in Portuguese, but there's translations in almost every language. It's an amazing book. Please read it.
All right, Rebecca, no, for real this time, neither one of us are going to cut you off. You get the last word.
All right, let the Black woman speak. Okay, listen. I'm going to mention two things because now you done made me want to talk. Cori Bush, she thrifts, which is okay, but she should also be at a place like all these other white women who get in these positions and are able to wear the Gucci and things like that. It should be optional for her as well. You know what I mean? She shouldn't have to be in that position where she's just thrifting. It should be optional for her because I do thrift, and when I have a little change, I'll go over to the DD's and buy me something. But anywho, we have to make sure that Cori Bush gets to that place, and she's not always in the position in the same position as somebody next to her and not getting the same fruits, baby. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, period. Anywho, I want to give a shout out to my best friend Edina, who was watching with my godson Elias. Hi, thank you so much. He pointed out my Hey Arnold shirt.
I didn't mean to cuss in front of the kids. I'm sorry.
No, he's fine. No, he's fine. He's fine. He's good. He's good. He's always too. Okay, so and before I leave, I wanted to, of course, you guys know, leave you guys with a little something. So this was my affirmation for this morning. It was, I will show up as my whole self. No more leaving myself out of the equation because I matter. So wherever you're doing today, tomorrow, we're gonna make sure that we show up our full self. No more half-assing, none of it. It doesn't matter if you're just working from home. It doesn't matter if you're pulling up to your man's house. It doesn't matter if you're pulling up to the store. Maybe that could be the moment where you put on a little something with that mask, get cute, pull up, just make sure that you pull up as your whole self. No more leaving yourself out of the equation. You are in the room. You are shining. You are a light. You matter. I love you guys. Mean it.